An alternative strategy that imitators can use to survive in an industry driven by innovation is to move to completely new markets. Now, arguably, Atom Bank was the very first challenger bank, and every other bank afterwards has been imitating and copying Atom Bank. Revolut is an example of this, and they have copied Atom Bank and are now trying to move to a new market in Singapore and Japan. Now, one might be questioning what other ways of sort of choosing this new market? Well, you could choose based on age. An example of someone who's done it successfully is Loot. Loot is a challenger bank that's marketing to young people, sort of 18 to 25 age. Another way is by segmenting based on geography. And like I mentioned earlier, Revolut is trying to move to Singapore and Japan. Finally, you can choose based on user profiles. And Coconut is a good example of someone who's doing this, where they're targeting sort of freelancers, small businesses, by sort of helping them with their accounting practices, which is a very fantastic way to sort of segment your customers and choosing a new market. Now, when they get to these new markets, they have to succeed, and there are different strategies they can try. The very first one is viral marketing. We've seen it with Monzo, we've seen it with Revolut. They sort of market their products in really aggressive ways. And also they have loyalty programs that encourage you to bring people on board, and there's a mutual rewarding program. And the final way is by price cutting and making themselves cheaper than the competitors. Some of the advantages of moving to new markets include enjoying the pseudo first mover advantage. When you get there, you're sort of the first one there. Revolut is the first challenger bank in Singapore. This allows them to enjoy a blue ocean strategy where there's no competition and you can quickly capture market share and sort of build your own brand equity. They also have the advantage of learning from other companies in the UK, Atom Bank, N26, and avoiding the mistakes and the pitfalls they have done and allowing them to almost succeed in Singapore and Japan. Another way of doing this, another advantage is they face less competition when they get there. They can also become a cultural staple and build a solid brand name that allows them to be almost undefeatable when challenger banks try to move to Singapore and Japan. Now, it's not without its risks. There are some challenges that do come with moving to new markets. Some of these challenges include same way companies have sort of choose to go to a new market, there might be competition who choose to do the same thing. That leads to a red ocean strategy, which sort of erode profits. They also might face some regulatory backlash. So whilst it's easy in the UK to set up challenger banks, it also might not be as easy to set up in different geographies, and it might not be easy to capture certain demographics. There also might not be a good product market fit. So whilst the founders might think this is a fantastic idea, the market might not think the same way, and that could lead to some kind of failure. And they might face unexpected hurdles. And this could be cultural, for example, when they get to an environment where they don't really think about money in the same way people do in the UK. That might be a genuine problem and lead to failure of when challenger banks move to new markets.